I've been listening to a lot of true crime podcasts lately, and one thing that they're not covering is the dark history of assisted living. Let's get into it. Back in Roman Empire times, the word dementia was created, and it actually derives from the word demons, because they thought that these elderly people who were experiencing brain change were demon possessed. They were doing exorcisms. They were literally killing people and locking them away. It was pretty aggressive because they were so misinformed about what dementia and brain change actually is. As we progress in the 19th century, when someone was experiencing dementia or brain change or needed additional support and care, they didn't know where to put them, so they started locking them away in insane asylums. You guys, just because you got old, they literally put you in the loony bin. Are you kidding me? And then they were using really aggressive forms of treatment, like bleeding and electrocution. I'll let you paint the picture. Then came along Alois Alzheimer. He started really doing research and theory on what was happening with these seniors as they aged and started losing memory and declining. And what he found was plaques and tangles. He later started to really study dementia and memory and brain change, and the term Alzheimer's is named after him. Throughout all of history, families have always thought it was their responsibility to care for the elderly loved ones in their life. And it's a beautiful thing if you are able to do that. It's still really common today. But if you didn't have family or the financial means to be able to care for your elderly loved ones, you became a ward of the state. And when that happened, they were putting you out to a poor house or a poor farm, which is where the phrase, "put them out to the farm," comes from. They didn't know what to do with you, so they sent you away to go be crazy in a house of other old crazy people. Not okay. In about the middle of the 20th century, along came penicillin, which really helped people live longer, healthier lives. So instead of needing help for a couple of months or less than a year prior to your passing, you are now possibly living 5 or 10 years longer. And thanks to modern medicine, families now had a situation on their hands. After World War II, women started getting jobs. So instead of being the traditional stay-at-home mom or wife, where you are taking care of the kids and the elderly loved ones, now women were going into the workforce. So kids had to go off to school, or there had to be extra support. And there was really no one there left to care for the seniors. Right around the 70s or 80s is when we see the development of what we now know as assisted living facilities or residential assisted living homes. This is when people started to actually create traditional homes or facilities to house these seniors with actual licensed care. It's really a beautiful discovery because it allows families who can no longer do this at home to have that ability to relieve their guilt and know that their senior loved one is getting care. But you have to think about the people who are going into these homes and facilities. What do they think this is? If the whole reputation of this brand and industry has been lobotomies and insane asylums and putting them out to the farm, that doesn't sound like a place that I want to go, or let alone a place I want to leave my beloved family member. So of course they started to gain a bad reputation. I think even to this day, as these homes and facilities have changed and now we have beautiful amenities and top quality care and foods, people are still really unaware of what these homes look and feel like. And until they get to go inside one and discover what it truly is like, there's a lot of confusion and there's a lot of misnomers on what's happening. Now, of course, there are some bad homes, and those homes don't help our reputation at all. But there are plenty of great homes and great options. And this is why residential assisted living is so important to me, because this really dark history is what many of our seniors who are living in our home right now, what their parents and their grandparents told and taught them about what aging, what dementia, what senior housing has to look like. And it's just not the reality. It's just not the truth. So being able to blow their minds and provide them with the best quality care and food is my greatest joy in life. So if you didn't know the dark history of assisted living, now you know.